Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Angry Cast and the State of the Channel address. Yes, it's that time of year again. Actually, I haven't done this for a while, and I wanted to get something in. So, of course, there'll be some, just some random video games probably playing in the background while I'm doing this. Maybe a little bit of Venture Capitalist, maybe a little bit of Minecraft, maybe a little bit of Fallout Shelter. Who knows? Who knows? We'll do some stuff in the background just as long as I can just stretch out the video, because I don't like to classify this as being one video game being played. I like to break it up a little bit because this is just me talking about where we have been for a while, where we are going, and where we are right now. And it's not going to be some stellar news, but, it is what it is. So, I know it's been a while since we've done one of these things. I try to keep them, I try to do them once a year, but just they got away from me. And I like to do them around February, around the actual State of the Union address. I admit, I don't know which is going to be more interesting to listen to, but we will try. So let's take a brief trip down memory lane and kind of bring you up to speed if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel with these things. So back in 2013, yes, we were going back all that way. I had this idea that I wanted to start a gaming channel. Because, why not everybody did? And that was like the end of the golden age of YouTube and YouTube gaming and playthroughs. There were some very popular channels out there, and I had become sort of a pretty decent entrepreneur in a sense that I had a t-shirt business that I was running, and I thought if I could do that without having to spend a lot of money, I could probably do the same thing with YouTube. Why not? Everybody's doing it. Why couldn't I? So spent $36 on Fraps, got a few games. I already had Minecraft, and then, I happened to get a microphone from a friend, and I wanted to go from there. So I started out, of course, as everybody else did, playing Minecraft, and then I started to branch out into other games, some other DOS or old school DOS games, just to kind of give you the throwback feel that I used to grow up with. We played some games that were, just indie games, independent games I got off of Steam or through GOG or through Desura and all those kind of things. But we kind of really cut our teeth on Minecraft for a good while, and I built up somewhat of a following, and then Fallout Shelter came out on PC, or I had an emulator that I could play it on my PC. It was an emulator for the Android version, and then the channel exploded. And I mean exploded in the sense that I went from having 2 to 3 followers to having a few hundred followers. And everything was great, but I wasn't making any money off of it, but I still kept doing it. Then, that was about 2014, 2015. I went through some life changes about that time, and then we had 2015-ish, I got a PlayStation 4, and that sort of changed everything, because then I could play some other games, and it was a lot easier for me to get the files off of a PlayStation that were much more compacted and compressed than the files that I had for video game capture on my computer. Pause for a drink, excuse me. So that led to me to sort of lean heavily on the PS4, and I started playing games like Uncharted 4 and Prey and Dead Island and Minecraft on there. Me and Bailey would play, and then she kind of got a little older and didn't want to play anymore. 7 Days to Die was a big thing for us. Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. Had a lot of fun with those games. And Skyrim, of course, and Skyrim was sort of the longest running thing on PlayStation. I actually went through 3 iterations of Skyrim. The first one was on the PC, playing up to a point, and then it was kind of I couldn't really keep up with it because the computer graphics weren't going to be great because I have a crap top, as I say. Then I moved over to the PlayStation 4 version when it came out with the remastered Skyrim with all the DLC, and I figured, hey, I will do this for the trophies. So I did all the vanilla regular game and got all those trophies except for I think one. No, actually no, I got all those trophies, that's right. And then we decided we were going to move on to doing the DLC, but I took a little break. And let's give you a little bit of a level set of what happened at that point. I was in an accident in 2016. I was in a car accident where my shoulder got messed up, and it required surgery. So as I was convalescing on my couch, Father's Day weekend of 2016, or 2017, because I had surgery then, I got a call from work that said, hey, we hate to tell you this, but your position's being eliminated. You've been caught up in what we call a RIF, reduction in force, I don't know. But basically what that meant is that my job, I didn't get fired. I didn't do something horribly wrong and get fired. My position was eliminated. Nobody else has my job right now. In fact, the company's no longer even there anymore. It was a problem with, we just weren't making enough to sustain the workforce that we had, and they had to keep cutting back. And I had been through about 4 of these previously where I kept my job and I was absorbing other people's work, and it was finally my turn. It just sucked that I was sitting on my couch convalescing from a shoulder surgery and had to find that out. But they were gracious enough to give me another 3 months of work while I looked for another job. That took me to about September. Once I was out of work in September, I was still going through physical therapy. I wasn't 100%, and I was given a compensation package for leaving, and I was on unemployment. But that also meant that I had a lot of free time on my hands, so I spent a lot of time playing games. So that was if you want to say that the peak of YouTube's golden age was somewhere around 2011 to 2013, the peak of my channel was probably about 2017 to early 2018, which I was really cranking out a lot of content. I had videos out every day. I mean, there was, Prey on Mondays, Tuesdays was Skyrim, Wednesday was Fallout Shelter, Thursday was usually like Grand Theft Auto or something like that, or 7 Days to Die, and Friday was, I think Dead Island at that point. So that also brought me up to another point of time where, adding insult to injury, I have gone through every phase of YouTube's clawing back of monetization of channels. I went through the first one and I came out unscathed. The second, where they started to say, well, we're going to just like tag everything with being, needing to be clarified whether or not it's a copyright strike. And then every video was like a copyright strike I had to wait for. And, the thing you have to understand about when you put out a video to your subscribers, when you put out a video fresh, people come out and watch it, boom, it's fresh, it's new, that's where the most views are going to get. By about 7 days later, you're not going to have that sort of view count. And I think that was done purposely on YouTube. And I can't prove that, but it seemed purposely done on YouTube's point that if you uploaded a video and it went through that period of, oh, well, we can't do anything until you prove that you own this stuff, and then they release it, by then that you won't have monetized during the peak watch time, it would be 7 days later. So I started putting stuff up earlier. So I had months upon months of Skyrim videos out to have to, get through that period of not being monetized. So that was the first one. Then the worst one came when I was actually unemployed, was that we had oh, guess what? You don't have enough viewers. You don't have enough subscribers. I didn't have 1,000. I had like 500. Oh, and you have to have enough view minutes of your channel within the last year. That one I actually did hit, but I didn't hit the subscriber mark. So that demonetized my entire channel, which really pissed me off because I'd finally started to make a little bit of money off of my efforts. So yeah, it was kind of a rough gig, but still, I put out more content. I bought more games. Stardew Valley came out. I put content out for that, and then I got a job. I finally, after 9 months of sitting on my ass at night editing and playing video games and looking for a job during the day, I got a job, and I didn't have the time to do anything because I was up at 5:30 in the morning, gone until 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, and I was tired, and I had a new life. Megan and I moved in together, and I just didn't have the time to put forward, the effort because other things were, happening. I was also dealing with, having a parent who was ill and, in a situation where it wasn't going to get any better, and it kind of came to a head in November. By January, I got a new job, same sort of area of industry, but doing better, more familiar work than I was. And I had a better start time, had a better commute, better situation, better life-work balance, but still, I really didn't have time or the money to put into a channel because not only on top of everything else, we got engaged. We got a house. We've been trying to get that taken care of. I'm managing my house that I live in with her and a dog and 2 cats now. And then we also have a house that we're renovating or restoring, if you will, to move into, and we're still doing that. It's almost been a year, and we haven't finished that yet. So I have had to focus on those things that are actually more important right now, and that I can make money to do instead of the things that aren't making me money, which is this. And in fact, I've neglected T-shirts. The T-shirts that made me a lot of money back in the day are not making me as much money because I'm not putting a lot of effort towards it. But that's where we were. That brings us up to today. We've been playing Grand Theft Auto still, but not as much anymore, and hardly have any more content. Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of fell off the map because the online kind of sucked, and really, quite frankly, it really didn't lend itself to putting a lot of content as a solo player. Fallout Shelter, I've been through all of Survival with that, which was another great series, but there's nothing more I can really do with it. That wouldn't require me to sit and watch and wait, and I don't live stream, so that doesn't help. Skyrim is still going because Skyrim always is still going, and Minecraft. I've started this new venture up with this. I've always wanted to play that, build that town, and now I'm finally doing it. And I don't know how much longer I can keep that up because one, I don't have the time, and two, everything's because I put all that infrastructure into the to the world. Now I've got a lot of lag, and it kind of really slows down, just like everything else I've tried to do with that, and it's getting harder to keep it up. But we are still doing that. So still putting out Skyrim, still putting out Minecraft. We've been doing the Untitled Goose Game for a while, sort of kicking that through. It's been a fun game. It's really cool. It's nice. It's relaxing a little bit. It's on the level of playing a game like what was it? I forget the name of the game. It was the girl in the sea and the underwater. It was a side-scrolling platform. It was really nice. stuff like that. That's really fun to just sort of take a break from everything. I've been kicking around some new stuff to do. I've got a lot of new games to me, not new games to everybody else. They're rather old games at this point. They're a few years old, but I'd still like to play them and do that. So that might be on the books. I don't know. It all depends on my time. This might be the end of the channel. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. It might have to take a huge reduction. Now, I do have some things ready to go. I do have some things ready in the can, just ready to go, to sort of take the place, because Skyrim's going to be winding down at some point. I can't keep going this forever, and I kind of actually have been kicking around what am I going to do post Dragonborn DLC, because once I have all the trophies, then what? And the thing, and this takes us into where are we going? The thing I was thinking about was possibly doing mods, the PS4 mods. If I could get a couple of the cool mods that sort of add a little bit more functionality to the game. If I had the time and I had the ambition, I would play the game in survival mode, which was a cool thing that they released, but it really hinders you. It's kind of a neat little thing where that you're affected by what you're wearing, what the temperature is, where you're at. Your carry weight is a little bit more normal and regular and realistic, and it does lend itself to being a problem. But that's a big venture, and I'm not ready to do that. I would love to see them. Somebody asked me if I would play Fallout 4. I just never got the interest that I thought I would get from. I put that out there. I laid down that gauntlet, say, hey, give me this many likes or this many views, and we'll do Fallout 4. And I just never got it, and I apologize because that person was really looking forward to it. I just don't think it's going to happen. Now, if they put out a remastered version of Fallout 3 for the PS4, oh baby, I would go do that. Or even New Vegas, I would do that because I've never played New Vegas and I'd like to play New Vegas. So that's out there, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. There are a couple of things, like I said, new games that I'd love to play. There's one, and I'm giving you the heads up. There's a game that is coming out with a sequel this year that they recently put out for free for the PlayStation Plus owners. So I have that, and I have been playing it, and I have some content ready to go. I've just been pushing it out because I need a place to put it, and I don't want to I want to take it to a place where it's going to dovetail from something else, not run alongside, because I need content each week, and if I do it now, I'll run out. So just giving you a little heads up on that. And also, there's another series coming out that is a little bit different than I've ever done. You've seen me play this game before, and you've seen me do this type of video before, but you've never seen them done together. let's just put it this way, that there's not going to be a lot of talking. I'm playing a game without commentary. It's going to be called Uninterrupted. And quite frankly, I've got about 21 episodes ready to go. And they're going to be starting soon, but I'm not going to say much more about it because I want it to be sort of a surprise. It's not going to be a surprise, really. It's just going to be a, oh, hey, you know, something new. And as far as where we're going, like I said, the Minecraft series as it is now, I may have to take a break because there is an update coming with the Nether that's going to drastically change that, and it might affect how I can play my game now. So it might stop me from being able to continue that world because we have a lot of Nether stuff to do, and I don't know what that's going to do, and I don't know if I can go outside of the loaded chunks that I've had and find new biomes, or is the entire Nether have to be rebooted? That means I lose a lot of things, and I don't know what happens after that. So that's kind of a primer of where we're going. I'd like to do some more stuff with Megan. I just don't have any clear indication of when we can do that because we've been so busy. Maybe once we get into the new house and things settle down, and we you know, once the wedding is over, we can maybe relax a little bit and take some time and do some more stuff. If you have any suggestions, please by all means throw them in the comments. I think we kind of enjoy playing off each other that way, and sometimes it can be funny. Sometimes it's like we're just not feeling it, and I hate to just make content to make content when it's not really our best efforts. So that's been somewhat of a issue with us, that we're so damn tired and we have other things we got to do. It's like I really can't be on for the next half an hour or an hour. Because here's the thing. Let me give you a little idea what it goes through. It takes about 3 hours to do a 20-minute video. So figure about an hour of actual sit down, play, record, maybe plan out, maybe some kind of a narrative going on, like some kind of an idea of what we want to do. That happens. So that takes about an hour. And then there is an hour and a half of me editing, which is, if I don't use all that hour footage, when I boil it down to 25 to 30 minutes, you roughly figure my videos are anywhere between 18 to 34 minutes, roughly. Then that means I have to cut. It means I have to watch the same amount of content over again that I just recorded. And that can be somewhat boring to me. I'm sure it's boring to you. It can be really, really boring to the person who did it. And have to figure out where to cut and edit and make those nice transitions that I try to do. Then there is the saving process, which takes a little bit of time. It takes maybe about 20 minutes to save and publish that video into the format that I need it to be in. And then I have to upload it, put all the information on it, schedule it, do all the the thumbnails and the bookends and all that stuff, and the description and all that kind of thing, and then save it. So roughly it's a 3-hour effort to do 1 half-hour video, and that's not very conducive to putting out a lot of content. And for those of you who've heard me talk about it before, there's something called the production triangle. The production triangle has, of course, 3 sides, one being quality, one being time, and one being money. And if you approach any production or project, you can only pick 2 sides. The third one you have to give up. So for me to say I want to put out a really, really quality video and not spend a lot of money, it's going to take me a lot of time. I use Fraps, which was $36. I use Windows Movie Maker, or whatever, Windows Live Movie Maker, that old Windows default program out of the box that was free. It's Essentials, I think it's called. So that's free stuff. So because of that, it's going to take me a lot longer to get all this stuff done. Whereas if I was spending a lot of money on software for all this stuff, I could probably do it rather quickly. So if I really didn't care about how the video looked, and I just slapdashed it together, and I still wanted it to be free, I could save on time. So now I have save free production, low cost. I lose the quality. It means I just throw it, mishmash it together, don't even put anything on it, and just put it out there, and it's crap video. Now if I want to do it really, really quickly, and I still want it to be high quality. That's why I said I need to spend a lot of money on the editing software. But you understand the idea. You can only pick two sides of that. The third one you have to give up, whether it be it has to take more money, has to take longer to do, or you have to sacrifice on the quality. And that's what it takes. So 3 hours for me to put out a video doesn't allow me for a lot of time. If I want to try to put out quality videos. I try to put out interesting videos, but also the production quality, like the lead-ins and the lead-outs and the music and everything else. Granted, I'm using the songs from the game usually because it's in-game, so I'm using that music anyways. But everything else is me. It's me editing. It's me, creating that narrative or that experience. And I hope it's been great for you. I've had nothing but fun the last 7 years doing this, but unfortunately, this is a long time to not have gone anywhere really big. I've spent a lot of money on my own and not made a lot of money, so I'm nowhere near where I thought I would ever be. But that will cover the state of the channel address, and I want to thank you all for joining us on this journey, and I hope that you continue to join us as long as we can. For now, I want to thank you all. Have a good evening. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Good night. Bye-bye.